Hey guys, it's Emily here from We'll Always Have Paris Studios, and I want to show you a mini album that I've been working on. Before I begin, I'm going to start by saying that I'm working with a new camera, so please forgive me if it's not done well. I'm not very good at using anything that's electronic, and so this is very new to me, but what I'm hoping to achieve is to be able to do more tutorials and things like that, because I have two hands. I've never had two hands in any of my videos before because I've always been holding my iPhone. So hopefully these will be a little bit better quality. So anyway, yeah, I'm filming from like a Samsung camcorder and it's on a tripod and everything. So this is a mini book that is about my kitten who is just making an appearance. She's not so little now. She's not as little as she is in most of these pictures. I apologize. I am definitely a crazy cat lady. So you will see that when you see how dedicated I am in making this little book about her. So how this came about was one Christmas I made a handmade gift for everyone, and I made a little mini book on people's different like favorite subjects. My mom, my dad, my brother, my boyfriend, now my husband, and the one I made for him was of our dog. And so because that exists in the universe, I felt like there really ought to be one of our kitten too. So how I began was with this little Maya Road chipboard album, and it's actually ATC size, which stands for Artist Trading Card. So it's very tiny, and I just thought it'd be just perfect because she's a very tiny little cat. So it's really fun. So this is how I began, and the first thing I did was I ripped out the ball little chain and I replaced it with a jump ring because I thought that would make for a much smoother transition when turning the pages. So that was the first thing I did. And I'll just kind of go through page by page and tell you what products are used. So all the photographs seen in here I actually printed from home. I printed them on just white cardstock. Some are color, some are black and white, some are like sepia toned. And I kind of like doing that. I ordinarily print photos, you know, like from Walgreens, but these I wanted to be so tiny that it just was much easier for me to print them myself. So this is one of my very favorite photos of my kitten. Her name is Olive. And I matted this on some ivory cardstock so that it would kind of take on the look of a Polaroid. The pattern paper is by Cosmo Cricket from the Material Girl mini deck. And then I believe this is too. This is a new ruffle technique. Well, it's new to me. It's probably been around a while, but I just taught myself how to do it. If it's something you're interested in, that you think you'd like to learn, just let me know and I'll be happy to try to make a little video. This miniature lace I really like. It's very tiny. I love all things tiny. It's from Hobby Lobby, from the Paper Studio, I think. This flower I thought was really pretty, and it's from Basic Gray. I think the Fact or Fiction, it's from Joanne Fabric. And then finally the tiny alphas I spelled out Olive with are from Dear Lizzie, Fifth and Frolic. They're my absolute favorite tiny alphas. They've got a gold foil backing. So then page 2 is the very first photo I have of my little kitten. She wandered up to us in a friend's yard and had no mom, and she was so tiny. She was only 5 weeks old, roughly. And we ended up taking her home. She weighed about 2 or 3 pounds, so I really wanted to include that being her first photo. This was last July, and you can see how itty bitty she was there. So I typed out first photo on my Smashbook label maker, and I really like the way it turned out, and it's so cute. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but it has even little symbols, so you can put like hearts and stars and exclamation points and stuff. The pattern paper here is from Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm, my absolute favorite paper line of all time. The button is from October Afternoon, and I just tied some baker's twine there. This this scallop circle is from Nestabilities, the Spellbinders Nestabilities, and it's the very tiniest one, the innermost one there, and I use that a lot for journaling. And the paper is Paper Tray ink, Spring Moss, and then I just put some diamond stickles around each scallop. The washi tape is from We Are Memory Keepers. It's one of my favorite washi tapes. I use it quite a lot. It's way more versatile than I expected it to be, and it's a nice bright bold yellow, so I really like that. And the next page, this is kind of ridiculous. She stands up on her hind legs, and I just think it's like the funniest thing. And she still does it. We thought it was like a baby thing, but she is like 7 months or 8 months now, and she still does that. So when she does it, we call her Prairie Cat, 'cause she looks like a prairie dog. So again, I matted that to make it look like a mini Polaroid. This is EK Success Bumpy Road Border Punch with Paper Tray ink cardstock. And then this arrow here is actually from the Glitz roller stamp. You can kind of see there, it's a row of arrows, and I just rolled it out like in pumice stone ink, and then I trimmed it down so that I could write underneath. And then the stars are from this little Martha Stewart tube of embellishments. I found this at TJ Maxx, and I thought it was pretty unique. Whoa, I just did something wrong there. But it came with pearls and stars and buttons and sequins, and they're really cute. So that's how I did those. I just adhered those on with glue dots. And the pattern paper there is from Cosmo Cricket Matilda. The next page is of the little cat house that we got her for Christmas. The pattern paper, I wanted everything to be kind of pink here because the house itself is pink. I used Dear Lizzie Neapolitan pattern paper with the strawberries because it kind of looks like a big old strawberry. I wrapped some pink Baker's twine from Jelly Bean Soup around this journal tag. Again, I used the We Are Memory Keeper washi tape, and then these puffy stickers, I don't know if you can see them, those are from Amy Tangerine from the Ready Set Go, and it's just a sheet of itty bitty puffy stickers, and they're so cute. This page, she walks around with her mouth hanging open, and that's what that looks like. It's very funny. I call her Wild Thing. So this pattern paper is from Lawn Fawn Dewey Decimal. The ribbon is a pleated teal from American Crafts Premium, and the washi tape is My Mind's Eye. The letters are basic gray, and then just some random pearls from my stash. This one is, the pattern paper is from Cosmo Cricket Odds and Ends. And then what I did here was I took several washi tapes that I kind of liked to go with the color scheme, and I doubled them over. And then I cut them into a flag shape. Okay, I'm back. I just realized it would make way more sense for me to just show you what I mean. So I think this is one of the washi tapes I actually used on the page. So I just peeled off a piece like this, and then I fold it in half, kind of match it up as best you can there, the ends, and then you smooth it out, just like that. And then you can fold it into a flag shape. So obviously I trimmed this one kind of in half. But you can just use a liquid glue or probably your ATG and pop those down. So these are all from My Mind's Eye except for this little brown one, which is from Michael's Recollections. And then since I put 2 photos on this page, there wasn't any room for journaling. So I decided to make a little bag. Well, I decided to make a little tag to go inside this bag. This bag is from Maya Road, and it fits perfectly into this mini album. So I was very excited about that. I aged it with some tea dye distress ink. And then I cut this tag out of paper tray ink. What is that color called? Aqua Mist? Something aqua. And I punched it with the Martha Stewart doily lace punch, which Martha Stewart punches are not my favorite. I love her products. I really stick with the flat, like black and silver EK Success punches. I actually got a huge blister on my hand just a couple hours ago from punching this. The handles I don't feel are very safe. I smashed it down and it is really gross. So I'm not a huge fan, but I love the look of this. You just have to be really careful when you're using some of these tools. So I had a little reminder of that this afternoon. So anyway, I did some journaling on that. I stapled with my tiny attacher some paper tray ink plum pudding twill ribbon. So it'd have a little pull-out tab, and then I just put some pearls like as bullet points. And then I also antiqued this with the tea dye. It's a little tricky to get back in there with the edge punch like that, but it's okay. So that turns really nicely. This one I haven't printed the photo for yet. And then these will be the last 2 that I have done. This one, these papers are both from Sassafras, Count Me In. And I matted both of them on the Polaroid shape, and I antiqued both of these, or inked them with the tea dye. I do that a lot, especially on a book like this where I have chosen lots of kind of vintage looking papers. So this is a button from October Afternoon and some doodle twine. Maggie Holmes journaling sticker. Same combo here, and then this pattern paper is also from the same collection of Sassafras. This is Maggie Holmes Sentiment, and then I did some journaling on Lemon Tart from Paper Tray Ink with the Memento London Fog marker, and then this is a velveteen like scalloped ribbon from American Crafts. So I have a couple more pages laid out here, but I haven't printed the photos yet. And then I'll also have a back page. So that's all I have done so far. I'm almost finished. So if you love cats, hopefully you can relate to why I wanted a little mini album of my kitten. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video will upload okay without too much trouble, and then if it works, that means I'll be able to maybe do a little bit better quality videos with tutorials and whatnot. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys around on the blog or on YouTube. Take care. Bye-bye.